Nice planet you've got here. Lovely vegetation. Recently terraformed. What was that? Oh, hello.
Who the hell are you? It's a cabin. It just kind of appeared.
Don't tell me you're scared. Afraid of a little adventure.
I have no reason to trust you, Doctor.
Advanced cultures all tend towards stagnation. I have to find a way to fight it.
Doctor, look out!
What? In a possible haunted house on a moon that's been uninhabited for 2 billion years? Sounds about right. Allons-y!
Leave him alone! Maybe he can help you!
I don't need his help, only his life.
Gentlemen, the time has come once again to discuss things.
Not enjoyable.
Ready to go?
Yes.
Okay. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Geeky Gentlemen. Joining me today is Justin Cristelli, aka The Real Manos, and I am, of course, Sid Part 2, aka Ian Harrington. Hello, Manos.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing alright. We are reviewing a Doctor Who fan film today. This is called Doctor Who Ghosts and Consequences. Or no, Ghosts and Conquerors.
Yeah.
No. Ghosts and Consequences. Similar title, but different thing. No, Ghosts and Conquerors. And this is, I think, the third or fourth Doctor Who thing we've talked about, and Doctor Who's been an odd mishmash on Geeky Gentleman fan film reviews so far. We reviewed one that was like really, really good, but it was so continuity steeped that if you didn't understand and think about all the weird Moffat era continuity stuff, it was completely bonkers. And then one of them was just made by like teenagers and really, really low quality, unfortunately. So we've run the gambit on Doctor Who, and now we're on this one. So I'll ask you first, Manos. What'd you think of it?
It's not bad. It's a typical Doctor Who story, like the most typical type of Doctor Who story, especially the modern era. And it's not bad. It comes across as like the best asylum movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I tend to agree. This is pretty all right. I'm not gonna like pretend it blew me away or anything, but I was, given my trepidation with Doctor Who fan films in the past, I thought this was pretty okay. It does a thing that I never understand why Doctor Who fan films do, in that it just tries to recreate one of the Doctors, when I feel like Doctor Who gives you the perfect excuse for why your actor doesn't have to look anything like the character in the show.
Yes, that's what I was thinking when I was watching this.
Yeah, so I mean, it's one of those things, like some Doctor Who fan films go with that and just create their own Doctor, and others like really want to do one of the pre-existing Doctors. And I guess I can understand it because Tennant is my Doctor, and so it was kind of fun to see someone playing Tennant, and he does an alright job and everything. And that's kind of where I'm at with a lot of this. I'm like, this is pretty okay. I'm not like blown away by it, but I don't hate it either.
Yeah. I would have to say I would agree with that quite a bit. I'm pretty middle of the road. There's a lot I admired about it. I thought it was a pretty strong fan film as far as understanding the material. Beat for beat, and we're able to do it in, 14 minutes. So pretty admirable, I think. We can get into some of the faults, but I was wondering that too, because this is the first Doctor Who fan film I've ever seen. I have wondered, if people have thought, well, this is a fan film. I can do whatever I want. Let's make our own version of the Doctor. So that's cool.
Yeah, there's been a couple that do that. I know the series The Forgotten Doctor does that. It's kind of funny because they cast a black guy, and so the first thing he does once he's on screen is go, "Oh, that's new," and that was pretty good.
Yeah,
but otherwise, nah. It seems like it's just pick your poison kind of thing. Some people do Tom Baker fan films. Some people do Matt Smith fan films. It's just kind of all over the place. Overall, though, this was an interesting idea. I was a little weirded out by the choice to make it a new villain, because I'm pretty sure that's a completely new species of alien that I've never heard of before. If it is pre-existing, I don't think it was ever established in the series. It was probably like comic books or novels or audio dramas. But I thought it was weird to give a new enemy, but to kind of give him the Master's gimmick, which is that he has his own TARDIS.
Yeah.
I thought that was an odd choice.
It was also maybe a choice of convenience. It's like, well, we have a shack.
Yeah.
Let's make it a TARDIS.
Yeah, and that's another one of those really weird things, like, oh, they walk in and it's bigger on the inside, but it's still like a cabin, you know?
Yeah, it's not a ship.
Yeah. So stuff like that, I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. It's like fan nitpickiness more than it is a problem with the thing itself, because it's cheap, just like the show is cheap sometimes, so I'm cool with it.
Especially the older series, which it almost has that kind of flavor. But it's like I called earlier, like it's beat for beat a typical modern Doctor Who story. Yeah, I mean, Doctor comes to a colony that's very reminiscent of an old Earth colony, like in America, like it's kind of like the Old West, prairie times. Some mysterious supernatural things killing people, and the Doctor finds out that it's actually an alien with weird technology that's actually killing people in the end. So yeah, I think it has a good understanding of a Doctor Who story, which, I like that a lot.
Let me ask you this, because I thought this was weird, because I saw the thumbnail where the girl's got the revolver and like the hat, and I saw the locations they were shooting in those first couple minutes before you know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did they make this a colony? Why wasn't this just set in the Old West?
I don't know, but I don't know. It's easy to consider it like the Old West, but I don't know. To me, it felt more like a prairie type of scenario.
Or you know what I mean, but
rather than a Western. Why
is this like set in on a colony? Why isn't this set like in the past? Is I guess the general thing I'm getting to.
Well, Doctor Who does that sometimes, where he just goes to some place kind of in the present, but just on another planet, and this, I guess, in the future.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just thought it was a little weird. I was like, huh, you really seem like you had all the perfect location and stuff to do, like a past timeline story. And I was like, oh well. I guess that's my main thing with this, is a lot of the things I thought could have been really cool just end up being, okay. I guess it works.
They could have. I will grant you, they could have put it in the past, but I don't know. They didn't. I don't know. I think just either is fine.
Yeah, I think that's fair. For me, I think the thing I liked the most, though, is the integration of their effects work and their just filmmaking side overall. There's one, like, small moment where I'm like, oh, that was just a bad angle for the shot, because you can clearly see the car they drove up in one of the... they made it to this colony planet in, like, a Buick. So, like, that was a little thing where I'm like, okay, but... Like, overall, the film quality looks really good. The audio quality is really good.
Yes.
They don't actually have a TARDIS, but I had a really hard time telling that at first. It's like, it's either out of focus or it's put in post. And I watched their behind-the-scenes blooper reel, and I could tell it was put in post. And so that was pretty impressive. What else? I really liked their intro. They made their custom Doctor Who intro, which is like, normally that's not that big a deal, especially if you have a fan series to either create your own intro or copy the intro from different resources posted online. But like, they created their own intro, and I think this is the only Doctor Who fan film they did with these characters, and that's kind of nuts.
Yep.
That they put that much effort into it, because it's a really good intro. I always feel a little weird trying to hazard guesses at some stuff that I don't have any way to know for sure, but I was working on the thumbnail for this episode in advance, and I was like, oh, I really like that Doctor Who logo. And I started looking at them like, that either is the Broadway font or it's something very similar, and I have that. And it looks like it has a marble texture in 3D for just the word Who ? And so I hopped in Maya, which is my 3D program, and I tried my best to just eyeball and recreate their logo, and they even use the, I'm pretty sure at least, they even used the marble 3D texture shader. So that was it was just fun for me as someone that's into all the tech stuff to get to put that together a little bit. I just enjoyed that they clearly have a very professional pipeline of stuff that they're using if they're using Maya or 3ds Max or something. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you have nothing to say on that. It's hilarious every time. Yes, techno jargon.
Yes, I agree with your specific as hell view of text. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Definitely have a lot to say about it.
Yep. I don't know. Let me just do a quick screen share here so you can see what I cobbled together to recreate to make the thumbnail. And there it is, right over there, the Doctor Who logo. So I don't know. I liked their logo. I thought that was cool. I didn't do it perfect, but I was happy with it. And again, it was cool that they got the. I'm pretty sure I know exactly which 3D model of TARDIS they used, because I think I have that same model if they didn't create it from scratch. And it's cool to see that integrated so well, because I guess the thing that I'm really impressed by is that they integrated the 3D TARDIS with a what's the phrase? With a freehand camera. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a mounted tripod shot. And so to integrate a 3D element like that that's not actually there without motion tracking placers is just really fucking hard. Mm-hmm. It's like the fact that they integrated a TARDIS with camera movement, and from what I could tell, no motion tracking dots or like, a tennis ball on a stick kind of things. That's really impressive. That's really hard work to do, and I think they pulled it off really, really well.
I would agree. Let's see, getting back to what you were saying about the intro, I was really charmed by the opening credits of this, as if this is just an episode. These people do the show, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I couldn't tell. I couldn't recognize if the text was created by them or not, or I wasn't sure if they used a text that was just a random Doctor Who logo, but I kind of doubted it. So,
well, the thing that tipped me off the most that it wasn't just like an element they found online was that they have the camera go through the O.
Yeah.
And I could do that in Maya. I can take a digital camera and have it, track track through the O.
Yeah.
The way they did that shot. So it's just really cool. I like the circles, to create the time vortex. It was really unique spin on it. I'm pretty sure they just created it themselves because it looks really good. It's really all well integrated. I quite like it.
Yeah, I think they used, if I remember correctly, they had the photos of the actors, or the Doctor Who actor.
Yeah, they had the Doctor.
I like that touch. They used to do that in the old show, and I don't know. There's something kind of neat about that.
They brought it back for Matt Smith and Capaldi, which is kind of cool.
That's right.
Yeah, so I like those. All the technical touches I was reasonably impressed by. The sound quality, the effects. It's not like a super blow you away Hollywood effect or anything, but for a fan film, that like ghost that they send out kind of projection of the villain I thought that looked pretty good. It's just like this kind of, white glowy thing, but I like glowy things, so.
Glowy things are fun.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Do you want to get it to the performances?
Yeah, sure. What? Who do you think gave the best performance here?
I would probably think I don't remember the actor's name, but the actor playing the Doctor. I rather liked his performance. It's his accent slipped here and there, but I think he had a good handle on the character overall. It was a good. I felt it was part impression, but part performance.
Yeah, like he's definitely trying to go for Tenet, but he's not doing every little thing like Tenet would do it. He's just kind of going for the Doctor as the 10th,
Agreed. I think he found the right mix of it mostly. And yeah, I think he had the right attitude for it. Like when Cat takes his screwdriver away. I think his reactions work really well for that version of the Doctor, and just his problem-solving methods. I like when Ulrich tells him that he's had this leak that's been causing him this problem, and he has this nice kind of reaction when he says he's sorry, and it comes across really sincere. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good performance.
Yeah, I always loved that about the 10th Doctor. As always, my favorite thing is just the way he'd react to things, and he was just the most empathetic Doctor, I think. I also really liked the how to put this. I liked some of the scenes with the way he interacted with people. I just thought that was really good. Like you said, when she takes the sonic screwdriver, I like that he goes like, "Oh, well, you just made things more interesting."
Yeah.
That was a clever way to not have to use the thing, because they probably maybe wouldn't have had the best, just with the way that the lighting was, since they were shooting in the middle of the day, the LED light inside those little toy Doctor Who sonic screwdrivers probably wouldn't show up very well. They shot the sonic screwdriver really well, wherein I am reasonably sure they were just using one of the toy ones you can buy in stores, but I don't know that for a fact because they shot it at such a distance that I couldn't tell if it was a toy or not, which is good on you. That's really, really smart move right there.
Yes.
So I was happy with that. I like a lot of the way that they take the Doctor out of it and let the companion solve the problem. That was a cool twist.
Yeah, and that's actually, I think sometimes mistakes in writing the Doctor, and I'm talking about the professionals, the legit people who make the Doctor series, sometimes let him be too aggressive and too physical sometimes. I like the fact that he often tries not to use violence to solve problems, so it's kind of cool to see the companions do it, and I think that worked really well here.
Yeah. I also liked the villain's plan to lure the Doctor to him and take his lives. I thought that was just a really cool way to, kind of turn the tables, play with the whole regeneration, Gallifreyan lifespan thing. I thought that was really neat. I like the villain's performance. Aldrich, his name was?
Yes.
I thought he did a really good job, too. He obviously has the least amount of screen time, but I really liked what he was going for.
I actually thought it was a little weaker. I think it was the weaker of the three.
Okay.
And I'll be honest, I don't really consider it his fault. I don't know if he was just cast right. He just didn't seem like the type of the character they were portraying. So I think that kind of So yeah. Hello, are you still there?
Yep, you
Am
just
I still
cut
there?
out a little bit. Yeah, you just cut out a little bit.
Okay.
No, I see what you're going for, though. I think that I don't know, for me, the kind of way he saunters down the stairs and everything, he's got this kind of, malicious sense to him right away. I don't know, it kind of worked for me. It just, something about the performance clicked. I bought him as a villain.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think of Kat then?
I think she was kind of middle of the road between the two. There are times where some of her delivery was a little stilted, and sometimes it wasn't. I thought it was pretty well written. I thought. It's I'm thinking about like there are times where as a character she's written a little bit too stubborn, but I could definitely see where she's coming from. This guy shows up out of nowhere and she's frightened of him, where he's trying to pose no threat, but she's still like, yeah, fuck it, I'm still putting the gun on you.
That was my thing with her performance. Like, she's supposed to kind of be scared of him.
Yeah.
But, when they're walking, she's just, okay, I'm just not going to point the gun at you now. I'm like, if you're actually scared of him, you should probably keep the gun on him the whole time.
Yep.
And it doesn't feel like a writing thing. It feels like, yeah, the actress just wasn't, like, thinking of that.
I know. And there are times where I really liked her performance. Like, her, like, some of her interactions with the doctor, I think, are really good. Maybe that's because, he's giving her something to play off of. So, their interactions, I think, are rather genuine. And, she's genuine in those moments. And then there's some other moments where she's giving, like, kind of, like, stern dialogue. And much like Aldrich, it just doesn't feel too strong from them. So, yeah, she's kind of a mixed bag. I actually would put it in that order, the Doctor, Kat, and Aldrich as far as performances.
All right, I think that's fair. I kind of go back and forth on Aldrich and Kat, I guess, but maybe Aldrich would have changed places for me if he'd had more screen time. I'm really impressed with how short this is and how complete a story it is.
Yeah, it's really tight. It's very well written.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of Doctor Who things, even the show itself, kind of just gets lost in just having fun, and certainly that's okay from time to time, but like when you get a whole season of that shit, you're like, all right, can we just get on with it? And this, I don't know, it's fun. It gets right to the point, and it's able to have fun just in the stuff that you need to know. Like, I like that the Doctor does this whole exposition that they're on a colony on a moon, but it's still really fun to watch him figure that out.
Yeah.
And that was cool. And it's very Tenet to me, where he just kind of pieces things together and acts all high, my hands in his pockets kind of walk. I always love that. What else can we talk about with this one?
Actually, like the end joke, where he forgets his screwdriver, and she's like, "Hey, you forgot." Ah, damn, he's gone. And then he pops up again, and she looks inside the TARDIS, and who the hell are you? Mm-hmm. I enjoyed that little joke.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good moment. I quite liked that. That was, it sets them up for a sequel. It does the Doctor Who ending with the, like, noise that I really like.
Yeah.
I always love that. Did I ever tell you my idea for a Doctor Who Godzilla crossover?
No.
Alright, so, like, I wanted to have a really, really long intro to the point where you forgot about the, that like, stinger noise before the intro comes up, but wanted, like, the Doctor and the companion to be just in Tokyo futzing around or whatever, and then all of a sudden Godzilla shows up and they're like, oh, we gotta figure this out, so the Doctor and companion get in the TARDIS, start flying it around him, and the Doctor starts, like, throwing out orbs to land around Godzilla, and the companion's like, what are you doing? He's like, just hold on, and then, like, all of a sudden he throws enough orbs and he goes and pushes some buttons on the TARDIS console and Godzilla just disappears.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, good, got it. And the companion's like, where'd he go? It was really impressive. Doctor, what happened to the 100-foot tall fire-breathing lizard? It's actually not fire, it's radiation that's concentrated. What happened to him? And all of a sudden you just hear the Godzilla roar coming from inside the TARDIS. I always wanted to do that. That idea struck me one day. And it was like, so just there's that very particular Doctor Who, like that noise, that stinger thing that always really works, and it's that ultimate. It's like the cliffhanger noise to me, and so it's so fun and versatile that I always quite enjoyed that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they use it well here. And I don't know when else I would get a chance to talk about my Doctor Who Godzilla crossover. So yeah, just different things about it I quite like. I don't know. This is where it gets hard to talk about this because it's so short. And so you're just kind of left with what other little tiny thing can we talk about? Props. Good props. The gun looked really good. The bag she's carrying looks like it fits the scenario. The walkie-talkie, it looks like a space walkie-talkie. I like her little magnetic bullshit device reverser. That was cool
I like
looking.
that too. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. All the props just look like they fit really well. That was kind of cool. Again, I feel like it was pretty good. Like, it's really good location scouting that they got this place. I don't know how well it fits the story itself, but I'll give it a pass. My only remaining thing was like the one location that I didn't feel was used well was the bigger on the inside TARDIS Mach 2, because it's just another cabin. It's not.
Yeah, it looks like a little civic center they had the chance to rent.
Yeah,
it's like,
and
wait,
like
we gotta finish up the Doctor Who shoot. There's a wedding in like 2 hours.
Definitely. So I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, it's a cool location to shoot it, and I can definitely tell why you'd want to shoot in there. I just don't know if it really fits for the idea of it's a TARDIS, because I don't know. There's certainly libraries and stuff in different TARDISes, but not in that regard.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. That was probably the weakest part to me.
I'm glad you brought up the location. It is a beautiful location wherever they decided to shoot this. It made me want to go there and take a walk and just relax. It was nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can just kind of get the sense that they were like, I don't know, maybe like they had a weekend there, or someone like took their vacation there at some point, and like thinking, man, this would be a really great place to shoot something.
Yeah.
Because it is a very, very scenic, really well shot area. And so, props to them for finding that place, and it's awesome that the people that, own the location let them shoot there. I assume they let them. That they didn't just guerrilla this shit. But even if they did, hey, good job. Guerrilla filmmaking is what it's all about, man. So I don't know, it was cool. It was just, a lot of Doctor Who things, it feels like, okay, we're just shooting this in our basement. And even including the series. And this didn't feel like that. This felt like they really got out there and did something. It was cool to see a Doctor Who thing not using any green screen. Stuff like that. Really impressive. For a fan film, at least.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think I'm about done with it, and we're close enough that we can go ahead and wrap up. Do you have any stray thoughts?
No, I think we talked the hell out of this.
Yeah. It's always it's hard sometimes. Sometimes these shorter ones are not quite as dense as you'd hope, but we got there. All right.
So, God damn it, we finally did it.
Yep. Okay, what would your rating be for this one, Manos?
I would definitely give this. I've been going back and forth on this, and I think I'm willing to go for 4 Aliposes out of 5.
Aliposes?
Or
I didn't even catch that.
What are those? Alipose.
Okay.
Alipose. Those little fucking things in the Tenet episode where they eat fat or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Alipose?
Yeah, I forgot about those. I have no idea.
Am I saying it right, Lindsay? No. Of course I'm not saying it right. How do you say it? Adipose. Oh, yeah, let's put a little... okay. Adipose.
Awesome.
Words suck.
Yeah, words suck. For me, I'm going to give this... I'll go with 3.5 out of 5 really cool Doctor Who marble logos. I really like that marble texture. It looked really good. That caught my eye. Yeah, I'll give it 3 out of 5, or 3.5 out of 5 marble textured Doctor Who logos, because I quite like that. All right, Manos, what are we talking about next time?
All right, before we go off to a more fun month, I thought we'd do one more serious one, and I'm afraid we're going to have to go... I went back to a few things, and I didn't want to go back to the Batman universe before we go, but there's this Batgirl film I wanted to talk about called... Yeah. Let's see, I think it's called Just Another Friday Night, or... Let me see. Let me double-check on the title here.
Yeah, sure, we got time. This is the best part of filling time to get to the half-hour length of the podcast. And someone's got to think of something.
It's called, Friday Night in Gotham. Batgirl, Friday Night in Gotham. It's a shorter film, but it's kind of cool looking.
All right, sounds good. All right, everyone, thanks very much for watching. Until next time, I'm the Philosopher.
And I'm the Realist.
And we are your geeky gentlemen. And we will be discussing things.
Thank you.